Hey Marcin, this is Cameron, and welcome to your worst nightmare. Whoa, 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 get back here, I'm not done with you yet. Oh god, my voice is a little scratchy. It's 6:35 in the morning right now. I woke up early because of my recital classes today, and I need to get this video done before noon because I'm going to be traveling to my parents after this. So, let me go ahead and tell you what this is that you stumbled upon to. This is a very special week in Sore Hands because it's a week where we do 2 Marcin videos in a row. I know it also happens to be the end of the month. Those things aren't correlated, don't worry. I just feel like my review of Marcin wasn't really that fair in an objective sense, and also comparing him on the world stage, which is what we compare Marcin on. Because, by the way, when you make little pieces of art like Marcin does and you put them on the stage for everyone to see, especially with the platform that he has, he knows that he's being viewed and scrutinized under the harshest of scrutiny or whatever. You kind of have to forfeit your humanity a bit, because of course Marcin is a human being with feelings, and he has a family, and people love him. But that's not really what we're talking about today. We're talking about his recent performance of Paganini, and everything else that makes him who he is, I don't care about in this video. I don't care. Obviously, outside of this video, I care about those things very much, and those are the most important things in life, obviously. But I just want to judge the thing that he made against the best people to ever do it in the style that the piece is in, which is the classical style, which, by the way, I am a classical guitarist here on YouTube. And what does it mean to be a classical guitarist? It means that if you're not the best in the world, which most people aren't, it's a good idea to diversify into being a little bit of a critic. And that's what we're going to be doing here today. Last time we looked at this, I compared it to Elliot Fisk, which he has a performance that's historically sloppy. We're not going to talk about that one. You guys have posted quite a few Paganini performances, and there's 2 that I want to look at. I'll probably end up picking one of them, but one of them is from Sun Ming, 18 years ago this was posted, and then the other one was Li Ji, also 19 years ago posted. So this is, so we had a whole decade to digest these before Marcin posted his first one. And 20 years later, Marcin posted this. Hey, just a few comments that I want to get through. This one's not on my last Marcin video, but this one's from Koba E. Fee. He's legit. The sounds you're so on about were tapped as well, so why, bro, are you trying to ruin his reputation? I'm not trying to ruin his reputation. Not with this video, not with any video I've ever made. What I'm trying to do is talk about someone famous for engagement, because it's something that we can all kind of relate with as guitarists. We all see Marcin in our Instagram feed and our YouTube Shorts feed. This all started as, is it cool or not? And I believe my conclusion was, it's kind of cool, but like, you know, I'm not going to be enjoying it that much, but I'm sure kids will enjoy it just because it's a very like ADD kid style of playing guitar. It's fast and loud and tappy and trappy and whatever it is. That's not what I'm into. That's not what I aspire to be able to play like one day. As we'll go through this, you'll see that I aspire to be like these 2 people playing the Paganini. And before you say anything, I never will be. I know. I'll never achieve the clarity and accuracy and precision of these people. But some of the greatest parts of life are dreaming, you know? I love dreaming about what the future can be. Once you achieve things, it kind of loses its luster a little bit, doesn't it? So what a wonderful lifetime I live to pursue this sort of clarity and accuracy and musicianship. And my point with reading that comment is, Marcin's reputation is not fragile, and if your reputation is so fragile that some loser on the internet actually puts it in jeopardy by just talking about it and giving an opinion, that's not good. Right? Marcin's not that fragile, right? So I think he's going to be alright. This is one of my favorite comments to get right here. And this one was originally in Polish. Marcin doesn't exist without music. I really support him in the ways he arranges beautifully in his own way. He's an empathetic, young, talented guy. How do you know he's empathetic? Don't change, Marcin. I watch everything and you always brighten my day. Take care of yourself. 4 heart emojis. That was a really sweet thing to say about Marcin. I feel like you should post that like on his video. And then one more thing I want to address, because I've seen this in at least one comment, but talking about the spirit of Paganini, because the whole like lore, and this is all coming from my piece together like music history classes and then watching like YouTube videos a couple of years ago, I'm sure. But Paganini, like many virtuosic musicians from like any time really, have had these like accusations of selling their soul to the devil to achieve what they have achieved musically. And that's a tale old as time. Like Paganini is standard repertoire to us now, but I guess when he was writing music, it almost seemed like a magic trick because it was so virtuosic and hard. And I've even heard stories of like people thinking his scores were jokes, and it's like, no way you could play this, right? And then he plays it. And I've seen comments talking about like Marcin is capturing the demonic energy of Paganini by playing it so fast and sloppy and frantically. And I totally disagree with that. I don't think Paganini, when he played this sloppy and frantically. Wouldn't it make so much more sense that if you did sell your soul, you should make everything look easy no matter how impossible? So this whole, like, playing as fast as possible and accepting any level of slop whatsoever, I can see why Marcin's version of Paganini would upset a lot of more serious classical people. So the big focus of today's video, we're going to compare Marcin's recent recording to some really great recordings, and maybe even the Hilary Hahn violin recording too, because that one's really awesome. And the point of this video is we're just going to compare Marcin's honestly sloppier, more frantic, less nuanced and articulate version to some of the best versions to ever be recorded and done. And again, I'm going to bring up the differences between these recordings. What we're going to watch with these two people, these are live, like truly live. Like this looks like it was on a TV show or something. One take. You know, you're not going to repeat this for some late night audience. I don't know if it was on a TV show, but it looks like a set or something. I don't know what the story is here. And then this is most certainly a concert where she played it once and then she went home. Marcin's recording, again, it's going to sound different. The mic's like up close and hot. The compression is off the chain. The dynamics are just lost completely. And that's just a symptom of like recording popular guitar. It's going to sound really dope on a phone speaker as you're scrolling your YouTube shorts. It's going to be like the loudest short that you come across all day, which is already a problem for this music because this music requires subtlety to like really express it, and you lose a lot of subtlety with the recording techniques here. And also it's very likely that this was more than one take, even though it might be one performance, like one video we're watching. He could have recorded it 10 times, had everybody leave afterwards, and then punch in all the best parts, and you would never know the difference. I can't prove that, but it's a production, so why wouldn't you do that? Like, would Marcin spend all this money on a production? Because this costs money. I'm assuming he hired these people. Like he said, they're his friends from school, but like they all have stuff to do today. Do they not? Like, surely he hired them. I don't think I really digested this last time. This is a very YouTube choice to have all of your friends from school come back, tell them to bring their guitar, to just hold them, not play them. They're not like recording pieces. Marcin's not offering to let them all record a piece or anything. It's just, can you just be background eye candy for me and just sit there as still as you possibly can and just recreate the golden years for me back when I was a child prodigy? Because that's my whole brand now. Like, even everybody in my comments, leave the boy alone. The boy is like 26. He's a man. He's a grown man, you know? But he has this like child prodigy persona, and now he's going back to the golden years. I don't know. It's just very odd. It's very, very odd looking at it now after a day has passed. I'm being really negative right now. Again, we're casting aside Marcin's humanity. I don't care. All I care about is the music that we're about to hear. That being said, of course, scrutinize me as much as you can. Just be mean. Be mean to me in the comments. It's time for some negativity here. Let's get freaking negative, everybody. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting with the theme. Let's just hear the theme across everything and just see how we feel about it. So at first glance, it's very fast, and in fact, it's so fast that a lot of the 16th notes here are being obscured pretty badly, but we have nothing to base that on, so I say that we just go and listen to someone else's theme, and then we'll have more to say on it after that. So, noticeably slower, but my god, the articulation is so crystal clear. I can't even do it with my voice. God, doesn't that just capture the demonic energy of Paganini? Because of course if a demon played that, they would be playing it so beautifully, it would be so effortless, right? And this is what a classical guitarist would aspire to sound like this, where you can almost imagine the sheet music hearing it. Like, those 16th notes are so articulate. It is slower. It's also literally in the score, not too fast. Don't play it too fast, you know? It's that sort of attention to detail and portraying the music convincingly, which is being done here. That is like what you should aspire to do as a classical musician. We might as well hear everybody play it too. Let's hear Hilary Hahn play it. Hey, and it has violin music to follow along if you want to play along with her. Good luck with that, by the way. But again, quasi presto, which I'm assuming means kind of presto, or like kind of fast. Not too fast though. You know it's serious when the instrumentalist pulls out a rag. That's how you know they're about to play some fire. Again, articulated, perfectly articulated. Sounds beautiful. I would personally never prefer Marcin's theme to any of those other 3 themes that we heard. I feel like I know exactly what Marcin is thinking when he's playing that. It's just, can I play this as fast as possible? And there's no thought of like beauty or articulation or anything like that. Moving on. Now, this variation, the first variation, which is our arpeggio section here, I actually don't mind how Marcin plays this. It's actually pretty reminiscent of, like, electric guitar, sweep-picking shredder guys. Like, I bet you if Yngwie Malmsteen learned this variation, he would probably finger it pretty much how Marcin does. Like, you see these techniques, like his fingers are lifting off the string right as he goes to the next string to play this arpeggio. And it's very, like, sweep-picking-like. And something that you'll notice from the classical people is that they're not really doing that. They're holding down these block chords and then playing the arpeggio like that almost. Now that leads to more clarity in the chord, and you get this very pretty like overlapping thing, but it doesn't sound as intense as Marcin's way of playing it. And I do think how Marcin's playing it is more like how the violinist would play it. Which actually, before I go on, let me go ahead and play this for you. If we were to move on to Hilary Hahn's performance, look at this. Yeah, it looks like for the grace notes, those are all just one bow, and then da-da-da-da-da-da. It's all just like articulated after that, which I think is just much more similar to how Marcin's playing it. So I do enjoy this. Something that I don't enjoy about Marcin's is that it's just generally noisy and it's too fast. It does have this pulse, but it's kind of an awkward pulse coming off of the theme, like... So out of anything we're going to hear from Marcin, I think that section is probably the strongest thing that he has. Do I prefer it to the classical playing? Like, I don't know. It is cool. Like, I am a shredder at heart. I did start on electric guitar, and like that sweep picking stuff is cool to me. But I also see how it sounds a little bit obnoxious. All right, variation 3. Let's see what he's got. So it's the same story as the theme. It's just way too fast. If you were to slow this down and actually hear each 16th note, I feel like the placement would just be random at a certain point. Like, he's just straining to get all the notes out. And also, what even is this variation? Because this is a theme and variation piece, which means that we have a starting theme, and then we're going to get it in a bunch of different ways that each display some sort of technique. Is the technique here just playing fast 16th notes? Because I feel like you could treat a lot of these variations like that. And in the sheet music, it isn't written in, but there is one grace note. Like, you see them occasionally. But you'll hear from the other performances that it's a 16th note variation with, like, grace notes starting every measure or something like that. Let me actually hear it. And the clarity compared to Marcin's is just like a non-starter. Like, it is slower, of course, but there's so much more stuff going on, especially with the grace notes. That is the identifying part of this variation. It's 16th notes, it's grace notes, and then you also get these overlapping, like, second intervals that are very dissonant and beautiful. There's something to that. It's more than just like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's stuff going on in there. Versus that. It sounds like I'm on a pirate ship when I listen to this. Let's hear Hilary Hahn play it. And again, you get those seconds overlapping here too. That's not just a guitar thing. The way Marcin plays it, it sounds like it's just the theme again. You know, it's just like the same ideas of the theme. It's just like, how fast can we freaking play this? So next up, we have an octave section, which Marcin just omits entirely. He's also going to omit variation 4, which is a descending chromatic scale section. And he's also going to omit variation 5, which is a fun little, like, disjunct octave number or whatever. Which those are all cool. They provide a lot of variety to the piece, because I feel like a lot of what Marcin is bringing is just like the same thing over and over again. And it's just a little weird that he skipped it. Like, I understand him skipping them when he was in school, because maybe he had a year to learn it or whatever, and he had to do it for this concert, and his teacher was like, those variations aren't very solid. Why don't you just play the stuff you play best? But you've had 9 years since then, so why not, like, play the whole thing? Is it because you wanted to keep it exactly like how it was 9 years ago? Then I would just ask, why, Marcin? You don't want to learn new music? Like, what's wrong with that? No, it has to be exactly like how it was. On the guitar, the octave section isn't that interesting. I think violin captures this much better. I think if this were a theme and variations written for guitar originally, there probably wouldn't be an octave section like that. But yeah, listen to this. You can still try though, Marcin. And then you get this high up chromatic stuff afterwards. It's pretty cool. I like that one. The next one is cool too. It's weird how Marcin skipped that one. I feel like he would have done that one well. Or I mean, you know, as well as he could. So this is what Marcin plays next, which I didn't know this at first, but this is Variation 6, which, again, has a very identifying part to it. What do you think it is, just looking at it? It's thirds, and what does Marcin decide to do instead of doing that? He just plays more fast 16th note scales, which is already what he's done so many times. This is a theme and variations. It's not a theme and variation, the variation just being what you did in the theme, just playing fast 16th notes again. The point is that it's 16th notes in thirds now. You have to play 2 melodies at the same time. It's hard. But Marcin just decided to omit one of the lines. Oh, I wonder why. Is it to be able to play it faster and sloppier? Listen to this. Like, what is this? He's already omitting variations, and now when he does finally play a variation, he's only playing half of the music of the variation, and the music he is playing, again, if he slowed it down and looked at where the notes fall, it's not accurate at all. It's just like... This is why, compared to these other recordings, this is like nothing. It's not anywhere near the precision or technique or just expression and clarity of these other people. It's just mess. It's a mess. Good job, you played scales fast. Again, you already did that. Variation 6, we're still just playing scales fast. Look at all the counterpoint that happens, like, in this. He's just gonna skip all that. I want to hear him play this, the penultimate here. He's just, see, the thing is, this is all counterpoint here, and there's all these repeated notes. So you hear him literally go da 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 da, and then like a couple of bass notes. But listen to this on like violin, for example, and it is way freaking harder on violin than guitar. Oh my god. And then the counterpoint here, look at this. It was beautiful. Beautiful. And it's just skipped to just play the top voice. Like, what? Wow, amazing. The best guitarist ever, right? He doesn't even play the notes. I keep harping on this, but each of these variations is supposed to have a unique thing about it that improves your technique or just displays something on your instrument. But he's only displayed, like, fast scales. He might as well just be playing the theme over and over again at this point. And just because you guys are gonna ask, let's see if it's possible on guitar. Yeah, you know, it's tough. You might not be able to play it. This is much preferred, though. If I were to play this Caprice, I would aspire to play it like this, most definitely. Alright, next variation. Hey, he's gonna show us a new thing. Triplet slurs. Great. I know, I'm being a big ol' hater right now. Just that, the slap always gets me. That's Marcin right there. You're not going to see that anywhere else. Like in any of these. It's actually, let's do the slur one here. I like how she plays the slurs better. Oh man, she might play the thirds faster too. See, this is an example of like, she's pushing the speed a little more, and you do hear a little more mistakes in it, but Marcin just takes it to like such a crazy degree that it's not even the music at a certain point. She's still playing it beautifully. So that was like an aggressive bass note there. There's never the slap, ba-down, ba-down, don't down, like you're breaking it down. And you can actually hear the dynamics in it too. Like when she gets loud, you can hear these louds and then these really delicate ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. It's something that separates Marcin's recording from all of these. Not only is this presented to us as a live recording, because it's at least copying what it was, because it was originally a live recording, a test for his school, but this is just a studio recording with a music video recorded in the studio, and I guarantee you there's sliced together audio to give us like the perfect take here. And the compression is just dialed up so much that everything just sounds the same volume. So it was good. I think this is one of his better variations too. Again, it's like probably a little too fast. You can hear it, like the string noise is just like almost completely absent. Also, something interesting here, it seems like all the guitarists will arpeggiate this, which you might wonder because for this variation clearly on violin, we had a thirds variation, which is like 2 voices. This is now 3 voices at once variation, so it's just taking it further and further. But I think probably the reasoning is on guitar, like playing 2 voices, 3 voices, up to 6 voices is all kind of like the same. On violin, I imagine it's like very much harder, adding just 1 or especially even 2 voices. Like it's hard to even conceptualize how you do that because of the bridge. Like getting 3 voices seems crazy. But what is a technique on guitar is arpeggios. So it makes sense to just make this an arpeggio section. So it's going to sound a lot different now. But it is pretty cool on violin hearing those 3 voices going on. Yeah. It's also much more intense than you'll hear from everyone else. Let's hear Marcin play that. Poked fun of his phrasing last time, and you guys mentioned like, oh, there's like rise and fall in this. I know there is, and that's like the bare minimum of phrasing, starting your phrase off quiet and then it rises through and then falls back down again. But if you actually listen to the care he takes in like just the bass voice and even like the sounds like up high, it just doesn't sound as thoughtful as it should, I think. It's also interesting to note how different the vibes are from this arpeggio section to how Hilary Hahn played it. And it's funny because I heard a few mistakes in the bass voice here, just because I'm listening for it so hard. I'm not criticizing just the idea of making mistakes. I can hear there's a lot more nuance and care going into what's being played here versus from what Marcin is playing. Like, it sounds like he's just like banging out the notes as fast as he can, which has been the story of this entire thing. I just don't buy the whole demonic energy needed to play this whole thing, so it needs to be fast and sloppy. Like, I don't think Paganini played it like that. I don't think you would ever want anyone to play it like that. Like, the best classical performance, it's the hardest music you can play on your instrument, and it should seem effortless. That's the demonic energy. That's like you sold your soul to someone to like play this so effortlessly and beautifully. So I don't buy that. I don't think that at all. Okay, so this is something to note here. Marcin goes from variation 8 and again We're skipping all the way to Variation 12, and he will also play the finale. I'm not going to show all of these, but I am going to show one performance of this that I found that was really flippin' cool. I like how Hilary Hahn plays most of this, but this one variation, which is Variation 9, you wouldn't know it from looking at the guitar score, but it's one of those variations where it's very like left-hand pull-off and then like tapping with the bow heavy. Oh yeah, this is one of the variations that Marcin skipped, of course. It's far too slow. It's too boring. You don't want to practice that. So he's going in from the guitar arpeggio, but like the 3-voice section, into this like crazy tapping. I just want you guys to watch it. This is unrelated to Marcin. I was watching a bunch of these Paganini performances with Heather last night on the TV, and once he went into that from that 3-voice section, and then when that ended, we both at the same time were just like, yeah, boy, that was crazy. So that's a pretty cool part. Again, it's skipped. I don't think it's as cool on guitar, though, so it's whatever. He should still have learned it, though. He had 9 years to learn it. He should have still flippin' learned it. But you know what? He's gonna kill the strumming section. Let's hear that. You know, it's funny. I feel like this is almost written like a little flamenco ditty, and of course Marcin's going to play this really well. I kind of do prefer how Marcin plays that to these other people. Just everything played is so clear, isn't it? Isn't it great? You know. I think she's a little bit of a fish out of water on that, like all of them are. On violin, it makes sense because it's just like intense strumming like everything else. That's what Marcin's got, which is fine. Okay, moving on to the finale. This is just another example of just general sloppiness, and honestly, I don't think anybody plays this well except for Hilary Hahn. And just like all the other variations, there are things going on in the finale that are really interesting. I think like the biggest part of the finale is the very ending of it, where you have these 6 tuplets, 7 tuplets, and then you have just standard 30-second notes, so 8, and then 9 tuplets afterwards, and if you're really good, you will make them sound like that as you play them, and that's the finale. Like, imagine living in Paganini's time, hearing 6, 7, 8, 9, one after the other. Same measure length, just changing the subdivision just little bits at a time to just count up, and then we finally get to our trill, big chord. That's such a crazy thing to hear as someone who barely gets to hear music. You'd remember that for the rest of your life. And that's the thing. Like, in Marcin, he's gonna play it, and it's just... And again, with the thumb technique, just like banging on the thumb. Let me actually... Look at that. Like, you're not going to see any kind of technique like that from any other classical guitarist. Like, that's totally a flamenco thing. And it's just a little bit much for this, you know? And I think it's that kind of aggressive movement that's making these rhythms so obscured. I'm just hearing random fast notes being placed down wherever. Like, listen. You know, it's just whatever. Yeah, you know, it was alright. He played the notes. We can we can say. It's just the story of this whole piece. It's just all kind of sloppy and just careless, and I feel like a lot of the nuance of this piece that makes it cool and what makes it an interesting variations piece is just lost to just trying to play as fast as possible. It should just be one variation. I think it was her that played it really well. It's still, this is really hard. This is really freaking hard, but you can at least still hear the rhythm in there. Like, hard. That was crazy, and it was better. But now, Hilary Hahn's, which I think this is probably easier on violin because it's all just legato scales, but this part really shines at, like, this high level on violin. Let's actually hear her play the whole finale. Follow along. Oh man, it's so perfect. Oh my god, just like no slowing down. Just like boom, boom, boom. 7, 8, 9. What's up? Like, oh my god. That got me like hyped up when I first heard that. That was crazy. Dude, no one's playing that. Oh my god. Dude, I don't care who you are. No one's playing that. Marcin didn't play that. Ligi didn't play that. Suming did not. She came close to playing it. That was crazy, dude. This is close. She got close. It's really good, so. It's so much better than, like, any, like, alright, let's listen to Marcin's one more time. It's just not there. The articulation just isn't there. And you know what? I think I've done a sufficient amount of hating in this video. I feel like I was too nice in the last one. Like, I gave a little too much grace. Really, again, the point of this is just to put it on the world stage and compare it to the best of the best of this genre, which is like, you know, kind of being, right? He's playing the right guitar, he's in the right seating position, in the right environment. I bet everybody else back here plays classical guitar and they don't, like, play like this. So I'm assuming it's claiming to be like a classical performance, right? So I just wanted to look at it one more time. If you disagree with anything I said here, feel free to post a comment. If you think I have no idea what I'm talking about, feel free to post a comment about it. And yeah. Alright, well, I think we can go ahead and wrap this up here. So of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Hey, want to play guitar for me now? Well, I have a recital class. This one's fully booked with 12 people. I know that Jesus had 12 apostles. It's not a Jesus thing. I'm not trying to be Jesus. It just seemed like a manageable amount of people to listen to in a single 2-hour session, so that's why. Of course, head on down over to Rootin's Delight for some merch. If you want some merch, be sure to leave a poopy little baby comment whining about whatever it is you want to whine about, or just say hi. And, you know, I appreciate those too. More videos coming, as usual. I'll see you in the next one.